So today I wanted to make a video about folding phones, and I love folding phones. They are incredible. I have talked a lot about them, and boy oh boy do I love a folding phone. However, there are some big problems still with folding phones, and I wanted to talk about those in this video. So with all that being said, let's talk about the big problems that I'm finding with folding phones. So folding phones are amazing, and I regularly rant about how great they are here on Android Digest, but I have seen some major issues, and one of those issues is durability. So I know durability has improved over the years, and a lot of folding phones are getting more and more durable. And we're seeing a lot of people on Reddit that might say their screen is cracked or there's some big issue with their folding phone, and they are really in the minority. Most folding phone users are having very little issues over the years, and they're able to enjoy their folding phones for 3 or 4 years even with no problems at all. I do completely understand that. But regardless of that, there is still a section of users that, well, they're having issues with these cracked screens right across the crease of their devices. Those cracks are happening because if you're opening and closing your phone several times a day, over time that is going to wear down your screen, and some screens are naturally going to be defective and they might just crack a little bit easier than others. I would say that's a defect, and the big issue with that, it's not that we're seeing that every once in a while, right? Every once in a while, we're going to have issues with our phones. And yes, there are a few more issues with those cracks than you see in other phones. I do understand that. But the biggest issue is not just that we're seeing the cracks, but it's the fact that there's very little options for the customer whenever those cracks happen. So someone like Shane Craig, he's a YouTuber that I love. Go check out his channel. And he has been raving about the Google Pixel Fold. You might think that foldable is terrible, and that's fine. But one thing that he had is, of course, that crack down the middle, and he decided to send his foldable phone into Google for repair.
I attempted to get this thing taken care of through my warranty. It was still within its 1-year warranty. I believe it's a 1-year warranty. I sent it to Google. There was some sort of confusion, and the device was sent back to me. They told me that it was physical damage, that I was at fault, and therefore the device could not be repaired. This was very strange. I talked to somebody on the chat, explained to them the device has no other physical damage, and this appeared to me to be a defect. Let's keep in mind, these foldable devices are tested. They're opened and closed hundreds of thousands of times. I don't remember how many the Pixel Fold was tested to, but it was something like 200,000 or more times. Mine had not been opened and closed 200,000 times, and it failed prematurely. This says to me it's a defect. It should be covered by the warranty. They asked me to send it back again. I sent it back again. Again, I was told it was physical damage, it wasn't covered by the warranty, and the device was returned to me. To make matters even stranger, I should have been offered them repairing the device for around about $800. Now, granted, I would not have accepted that offer because that is an outrageous price. I could find a used one for less than that, but there was some issue going on. They could not explain to me why they were putting a hold on my card and then never offering me the repair and just sending the device back to me. At that point, hours and hours of being on the phone, talking, emails, back and forth, dozens and dozens of emails. I was very frustrated.
Now, I know other customers have had better luck, and that's fine and dandy, but he actually had to make a video about it and explain all the issues, and whenever he made a video, of course, Google did contact him a little bit later, and they did offer to take care of him. But it shouldn't come to that, and that's what we're seeing, not just with Google, but Samsung and even OnePlus. And there's another guy that I see on Twitter a lot. His name is Contractors POV. Feel free to check out his Twitter or his X account, and one thing you'll see is that he has a OnePlus Open, and his OnePlus Open was having some issues, so he sent it into OnePlus for repair. The only problem is it took a long time to even get that repair sent off because OnePlus was very slow with replies and customer service, but after all that got arranged, they actually received the device and they held on to it, not for 1 month, not for 2 months, but for 3 months before repairing it. If you are sending a phone in that you spent like $1,800 on, you probably expect it to get repaired sooner than 3 months. But they did not have the parts available to repair it, so instead of sending him a brand new one or sending him into a store to get him taken care of, they made him wait and wait and wait for months. And that is completely unacceptable. And the worst part is, the phone he got back actually ended up having another defect, so he had to send it in again and wait even longer. Those are just 2 horror stories that I've seen personally, and those stories are all over the internet. And it's not just with Google or OnePlus, but even Samsung. A lot of these companies, if they see a crack right down the middle of the crease, they are calling it physical damage. And instead of taking care of those customers under warranty, they're doing what they've always done. A lot of these companies, if you see a crack on a phone screen, you know it's physical damage. That's been what phone companies do for a long time. So it seems a little crazy nowadays, but foldable phones are different, and these companies are still treating a lot of these customers the same. And these reps that are inspecting these devices, a lot of those reps are telling customers that they need to pay money to get these devices fixed, even though the customer's in warranty and there is a clear defect, which is a crack directly across the crease. That is not the norm, but we still need to call it out. We need to be bold about it. And I'm seeing this issue with Samsung, with Motorola. I'm seeing this issue with every company. OnePlus, they have terrible warranty policies with these things, and customers know it's a much higher risk, but they're buying a very expensive phone. And it's really sad that these are obvious defects that should not happen to a customer in 6 months or a year. And it's really sad that customers are the ones who have to pay for it. That does bring me to one other issue I've seen with folding phones, and that is the price. If you are paying $1,800 for a folding phone, and I have always said on my channel, that's just too much money. You could buy a Galaxy S24 Ultra and a nice tablet. You could buy a OnePlus 12, which is like $800 retail price. You could buy it with an $800 tablet, and you're gonna be very, very happy. But if you're getting a folding phone and you spend $1,800 on it, and you always have to worry about durability, that's a problem. But the other problem is these phones come with screen protectors that they say you need to keep on or you're gonna void your warranty. I went into a iFix store and they told me that if you don't have your Samsung screen protector on there, if you don't have that factory screen protector, they told me it would void your warranty. And that is really, really sad because you have to keep these screen protectors on. But we are seeing these screen protectors on most phones are peeling off. It might take 6 months, it might take a year, it might take a year and a half, but eventually they will peel off. Now, Samsung has offered to replace that screen protector for free, at least the first one, and then the second one I think they are charging some money for. So sure, you could go into a store, and Samsung and Google, they do have a partnership with iFix. Motorola does not have that partnership, but they will replace your screen protector for free. You could actually send the phone into them, or you could contact them, and when you do, they may send you into a store. And they sent me, for example, with this Motorola Razr, they sent me into a iFix location, and they did replace it for free, and that was great. But the fact that I have to do that, and I live almost 2 hours away from one of those locations, by the way, I just so happen to be passing through. But if I wasn't passing through, what would I do? Send off my main phone and have no phone? I don't have a backup, so what would I do? A lot of you are like me. If you don't have a backup phone, the idea of sending your phone off and mailing it somewhere and waiting a week or 2 weeks just for a screen protector, it's not very practical. But that's one thing that you have to worry about. If you're close to a store like a iFix, then sure, you might not have to worry about it. You just go in and get your screen protector replaced. Having to think about that screen protector, having to find a store to go into once a year and make sure that you replace it at the proper store, or make sure that you actually mail in your device to get a good screen protector on there. That is a little bit of hassle. I know there are third-party options out there, but again, I have been told those would void your warranty. I doubt they would notice the difference, but a lot of us consumers will, by the way, because those third-party protectors, they can peel up a little bit easier. So that's the dilemma a lot of us are in. So what are my recommendations in this crazy foldable world? Should we never buy foldables? I think that is ludicrous. Foldable phones are some of the most amazing things out right now, and a lot of people are being held back because of fear. And there are some ways to avoid that fear. First off, I would recommend that you just get some type of insurance on your device. If you do buy a phone and you're spending that much money, getting insurance is a really big deal. Don't be afraid to spend a little more. Get some type of insurance. And another tip is you could get insurance through a company like Best Buy. If you buy their yearly membership that they have, they actually offer insurance with it. Every single device that you buy from Best Buy, as long as that membership is active, you will have insurance on, at least during your period of your membership. So that's a huge thing because it also works with open box phones. So if you are looking to save some money, that's another recommendation. Look for open box deals. Look for a lot of used devices on the market. And if you find those folding phones, you might be able to find a Google Pixel Fold for like $800 or a Z Fold 5 for $800 or $900. Those are great deals, and there still are some options for insurance out there. Not a lot, but you could look at something like Square Trade. If you do buy from a reputable place, you can often add insurance right then and there, whether it's through Square Trade or some other companies. So I would say it's important to get a good deal. It's also important to find some type of protection so that if you're not taken care of by the company, at least you'll have another option through your insurance. And my last recommendation is to really work through YouBreak iFix. I understand a lot of you aren't near a YouBreak iFix location, but if you do actually contact them, they did seem very helpful, at least in my experience. They actually said you could come in if you have an issue. You don't have to contact Samsung or Google first. You could go straight to them and they will actually work out the warranty stuff with Google or Samsung. Now they are still pretty picky even in the stores, and every store is going to be different as far as how they deal with those cracks across the middle. But regardless of that, most stores actually have parts available in store for same-day repairs. They have a lot of screen protectors typically available. So I would recommend checking out a YouBreak iFix store if you are having issues. And you could even call them up front, mail your device into them if you need to. There are a lot of options available there. So I would still recommend folding phones. If you're a big fan, I need to tell you, foldable phones are amazing. You can get a lot of great productive work done. There's a lot of reasons people spend all that money on folding phones, and I don't blame them. But we do need to hold these companies accountable to make sure that they help owners of folding phones and make sure that they do keep us protected. These companies are wishy-washy as far as their warranties. They give you very lame explanations, and they often have different answers depending on who you're talking to, and that needs to stop. We need very clear lines and clear definitions as far as what can be done, and we need to make sure to take care of people that are spending so much on their phones. And even if it's a $1,000 Z Flip, and even if you got it for $500 or $600 used, we still need to take care of those people, and these companies need our voices to be heard. We need to be able to let those voices out and make sure that customers are actually treated fairly. So hopefully this helps. Again, please give me a like on this video, give me a sub to my channel, and if you want to buy a folding phone, if you've been interested, check those links in the description. Even if you just want to buy a case, if you use those links, that helps me out a lot. But what helps me out more than ever is just a sub to my channel. If you love Android content, I cover a lot of budget phones, I cover tablets, and sometimes I do talk about foldables. Not all the time, but I do like to talk about them on occasion. So thank you so much for watching my content. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and I really, really hope you enjoy your week.